All right. Well, we've actually got a special guest on the line here. Ethan has been released from his duties with Bleacher Report for a few minutes to come on and argue with me about Thabo Sefolosha. Yes, an important issue that I know you guys were all hoping got touched on. Ethan is xenophobic and hates Thabo. He thinks that he should never play and that he probably smells like mice. I don't think that, but Ethan, defend your position.
Is that a Swiss stereotype that I was unaware of, that they smell like mice? I didn't know about that. First of all, this is unfair.
Oh, really? You weren't aware of it?
Battle, two things. I thought that we were doing a battle with Zach, and Zach would have ceded it to me just because he made that corny joke at the end of the last interview, and I would have had a massive advantage, and now it's been wiped away.
I see nothing! I see nothing! There is not a single corny joke I could make that would make me cede anything.
Anyway, I will take this because I am gracious, and I will say that people make the argument that Harden is, oh my man, he really goes hard against those scrubs, and that's the advantage there. I would say that he's just good. He's just a great player, and it makes sense to give him more minutes, and putting him in the role of bringing him off the bench in that Manu-like incarnation, it seeds, to use the word seed again, seeds minutes from him to Thabo. It's not that I hate Thabo, I just think that Thabo's no James Harden. And can you really make that argument, Beckley? Beckley, are you saying that Thabo Sefolosha is just as good as James Harden? Because it seems like you're making that argument ever so tacitly, if not overtly.
No, I think we're arguing two different things. You love James Harden, which I completely sympathize with. He's a great player. He is a great player. He should be on the court all the time. Right now, let's see what he's getting in the playoffs. Right now, let's see, he's played an average of 34 minutes a night. So it's not like they're sitting him for a ton. He's playing more than he did in the regular season.
40 for James.
But I think the bigger issue
by my
is
calculation, they're actually sitting him 14 minutes a game.
But Thabo I like because, for a number of reasons. One, he's not Derek Fisher, and as well as Fisher played last night, hitting 5 of 6 shots, including this, that little between the legs, behind the back, 20-footer. I don't want Fisher on the court if I am Oklahoma City. I will play Thabo and Harden together in the backcourt, let Harden basically play point guard, and go that way rather than having Fisher eat into the minutes. So I want Thabo to play fewer minutes if that's the only way that James Harden can be on the court more, but I'd rather just sacrifice old man Fisher man.
Well, I think we have found some ground, where we can agree. I would prefer that Thabo takes Fisher's minutes. At the same time, that is a nifty trick you're doing there, because this was all about Harden's minutes versus Thabo's minutes, and you just brought in Derek Fisher out of the blue. I don't know if that's necessary here.
I thought it was just about Harden's minutes.
Well, okay, but look at it this way. What is your argument against playing Harden around 40 minutes? What is your counter to this? That's what I want to hear.
Well, my only counter would be that if Scott Brooks has no idea what he's doing with the rotations, then that could be an issue. I think that he's shown that's one of his weaknesses, right? Is he plays Kendrick Perkins on Dirk Nowitzki at a weird, at this stretch in the second quarter. Dirk scores 10 straight points on him and gets a kick out for an open 3 in a 3-minute, like 3.5 minutes, and that's like basically what brought Oklahoma City back to earth and let Dallas get back in the game in the first half and Dallas kind of from there worked the game into their favor, slowed it down, and by the end had a really good chance of winning. And I just think that there's a number of instances where Brooks does that. So again, I'm deflecting. Politician Beckley here deflects onto a mutual enemy, Scott Brooks, in an attempt to win this argument. I think Harden can play 40 minutes, but I don't think that is the rotation flaw that is killing the Thunder.
I should probably jump in here before you guys keep agreeing on stuff. I like what Ethan's saying. I've been a big James Harden fan for years. I think that he should be playing a lot. I don't care if he starts. I just care that he finishes. The guy is just already one of the best offensive shooting guards that we have in the game. He's so good running the pick and roll. He's so good off the ball, on the ball, whatever. However, you took shots at me. Beckley, point at yourself with your thumbs. Who has 2 thumbs and 1 to bacon, Beckley? That guy, exactly.
Wait a second. We should not have political concerns.
And you can't play 40 minutes. You can't play 40 minutes. He'll be exhausted. For all we know, Scotty Brooks will play him 20 minutes at a time. He'll play him right. He'll have him out there at halftime running suicides. We can't trust Scott Brooks.
Is there no allowance for the fact that I've been forced in time duress, guys, into a very awkward position of making this argument standing? It doesn't feel right. It's like using a Japanese toilet. I really think that I should be given extra brownie points.
It was the true deciding factor. No, awful analogy there. Here's the factor. I dislike ceiling fans, and you've got one. And they bug me. They mess with. I don't like the feeling on my face. Yeah. And that was a deciding factor. I'm not a ceiling fan person.
What about now?
You look cluttered back there. There's a saying, a cluttered house is a cluttered mind. Nothing good's going for you right now. I do like your shirt, though. It's a fantastic shirt.
Can you get a brighter window behind you?
It's actually covered by the curtain. I don't know how it happened. And thank you on the shirt compliment. I'm really borrowing from a Dexter Morgan style, I think, with a shirt like this. Fans of the show know what I'm talking about.
Are you doing the show next to Larry Kuhn's aura? Because Larry Kuhn had a bright light around him the entire time he was on the show.
I'm borrowing from him, and I'm borrowing from Tom Haberstra. I'm trying to get some sort of heavenly aura, a little halo around me. Hopefully, it'll help me with arguments in the future.